A journey into Boston's haunted heart. Welcome to Whispers of the Damned, your go-to channel for chilling tales, spine-tingling mysteries, and encounters that walk the fine line between history and horror. Today, we embark on a journey through the cobblestone streets and shadowed alleys of one of America's most historically rich cities, Boston, Massachusetts. Known for its revolutionary past, iconic landmarks, and intellectual legacy, Boston is also home to some of the most haunted places in the United States. Beneath its storied surface lies a darker narrative woven with whispers of tragedy, restless spirits, and eerie phenomena that have fascinated locals and visitors alike for centuries. In this video, we'll peel back the veil of time to uncover the chilling secrets hidden within Boston's most infamous locations. From the ancient bricks of colonial-era buildings to the dimly lit corridors of forgotten institutions, these haunted sites are more than just relics of the past. They serve as conduits to another realm where the dead refuse to rest. Whether you're a skeptic seeking logic or a believer in search of validation, this exploration promises to leave you questioning what truly lies beyond our mortal perception. So grab your flashlight, steady your nerves, and join us as we delve into the heart of darkness. Are you ready to confront the supernatural forces that linger in the shadows of Boston? Let's begin. The Omni Parker House, a legacy of ghostly encounters nestled in the heart of downtown Boston. The Omni Parker House stands as both a beacon of luxury and a bastion of paranormal intrigue. Established in 1855, this historic hotel has hosted luminaries such as Charles Dickens, who famously recited passages from A Christmas Carol within its walls, and John F. Kennedy, who proposed to Jacqueline Bouvier in the Parker House dining room. But beneath the grandeur of its chandeliers and gilded furnishings lies a darker history, one steeped in ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena that have earned it a place among Boston's most haunted locations. Among the myriad of spectral stories tied to the Omni Parker House, perhaps none is as enduring as that of Room 303. This infamous chamber is said to be haunted by the spirit of a despondent guest who took their own life within its confines. Over the decades, countless reports have emerged from patrons claiming to witness shadowy figures pacing the room, hear disembodied whispers echoing through the air, or feel an icy chill that defies explanation. Employees recount instances of lights flickering inexplicably, doors slamming shut on their own, and even the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Some staff members have taken to avoiding Room 303 altogether, believing its energy to be too malevolent to ignore. The hotel's basement, too, harbors its share of sinister legends. Once used as a holding area during the Prohibition era, the space is rumored to have been the site of illicit dealings and violent altercations. Guests and workers alike have reported hearing faint cries and muffled footsteps emanating from below, as though the echoes of past transgressions refused to fade. Others claim to have seen ghostly figures clad in period attire wandering the subterranean corridors, their faces obscured by the dim light of flickering bulbs. Perhaps most compelling is the tale of the Lady in Black, a spectral figure often spotted gliding through the hotel's hallways. Dressed in a flowing dark gown, she is said to appear at random intervals, her presence accompanied by a sudden drop in temperature. Witnesses describe her as ethereal yet unsettling, her gaze seemingly fixed on some distant point beyond comprehension. While her identity remains a mystery, some speculate that she may be the spirit of a former employee or guest whose tragic fate has bound her to the premises. Despite, or perhaps because of, its haunted reputation, the Omni Parker House continues to attract curious visitors eager to experience its spectral lore firsthand. Paranormal investigators have conducted numerous studies within its walls, capturing EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, and documenting inexplicable movements on camera. Yet, for all the evidence amassed, the true nature of the hotel's haunting remains elusive, shrouded in the same enigmatic allure that has defined it for over a century. As we move forward in our exploration of Boston's haunted places, the Omni Parker House serves as a stark reminder that even the most opulent facades can conceal a world of shadows and secrets. The Granary Burying Ground, echoes of the past tucked away amidst the bustling streets of Boston, lies the Granary Burying Ground, a solemn sanctuary steeped in history and shrouded in spectral mystery. Established in 1660, this ancient cemetery serves as the final resting place for some of America's most illustrious figures, including Paul Revere, John Hancock, and Samuel Adams. However, beyond its hallowed grounds and weathered tombstones lies a darker narrative, one whispered through the ages by those who believe the dead still linger, unwilling or unable to depart. Visitors to the Granary Burying Ground often recount eerie sensations that defy rational explanation. Many speak of an oppressive weight in the air, as though the very atmosphere is charged with an otherworldly presence. Footsteps echo across the uneven pathways, though no one is visible nearby. Shadows flit between headstones, vanishing before they can be fully discerned. These phenomena have fueled countless tales of ghostly apparitions believed to belong to the cemetery's eternal inhabitants. One particularly haunting legend revolves around the ghost of a young girl said to wander the graveyard after dusk. According to local lore, she was buried alive during a time when medical knowledge was rudimentary, and mistaken deaths were tragically common. Her mournful cries are said to pierce the silence of the night, a chilling reminder of her untimely end. Others claim to have seen her translucent form crouched beside her grave, clutching a tattered doll as if seeking solace in death where none could be found in life. Equally unsettling are the accounts of spectral figures dressed in colonial garb, standing motionless among the graves. Witnesses describe them as silent sentinels, their hollow eyes fixed upon intruders who dare disturb their eternal slumber. Some have even reported conversations intercepted in hushed tones, only to turn and find themselves alone amidst rows of crumbling stones. These voices, described as faint yet deliberate, seem to belong to those whose ties to the living world remain unbroken. Paranormal researchers have long been drawn to the Granary Burying Ground, conducting investigations that have yielded intriguing results. EVP recordings capture fragmented phrases and indistinct murmurs, while thermal imaging devices reveal cold spots hovering near specific graves. One investigator claimed to have photographed a translucent figure standing beside the tomb of Benjamin Franklin's family, a discovery that sparked heated debate within the paranormal community. What makes the Granary Burying Ground so profoundly unsettling is not merely its association with prominent historical figures but rather the sense that it exists as a liminal space between worlds. Its ancient stones bear witness to centuries of human suffering, loss, and longing, all emotions that transcend the boundaries of mortality. For those brave enough to tread its paths after dark, the cemetery offers a glimpse into a realm where the past refuses to fade, and the dead continue to whisper their secrets to those willing to listen. The Lizzie Borden House, a blood-stained legacy. Few names in American history evoke as much dread and fascination as Lizzie Borden, the central figure in one of the nation's most infamous murder cases. Located at 92 2nd Street in Fall River, Massachusetts, the Lizzie Borden House stands as a grim testament to the brutal events of August 4, 1892, when Andrew and Abby Borden, Lizzie's father and stepmother, were found brutally murdered with an axe. Though Lizzie was acquitted of the crime, the case remains unsolved, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions, and a house forever steeped in blood-soaked infamy. Today, the Lizzie Borden House operates as a bed and breakfast, drawing thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts eager to experience its chilling atmosphere firsthand. Visitors frequently report inexplicable occurrences that suggest the house is far from empty. Doors slammed shut without warning, footsteps echo through empty hallways, and disembodied voices murmur in tones too faint to decipher. Perhaps most unnerving are the sightings of shadowy figures believed to be the spirits of Andrew and Abby Borden, eternally trapped within the walls where their lives ended so violently. Guests staying in the room where Abby Borden was discovered, her body sprawled on the floor in a pool of blood, often recount feelings of overwhelming dread and an oppressive heaviness in the air. Some claim to see her ghostly form kneeling beside the bed, her head bowed as if reliving the moment of her death. Others describe hearing faint thuds reminiscent of an axe striking flesh, followed by an eerie silence that seems to stretch endlessly. Meanwhile, the room once occupied by Andrew Borden is said to be plagued by cold spots and the sound of labored breathing, as though his spirit lingers in a state of perpetual agony. The house's basement, where the murder weapon, a hatchet, was allegedly disposed of, is another hot spot for paranormal activity. Investigators have captured containing chilling phrases such as, "Help me," and "They're coming," while others have reported seeing apparitions darting between the shadows. Cold drafts sweep through the space despite its enclosed nature. Perhaps the most debated aspect of the Lizzie Borden house's haunting is whether Lizzie herself haunts its halls. While some believe her acquittal freed her soul from guilt, others argue that her presence lingers as a form of penance or denial. Reports of a woman's silhouette moving through the upstairs windows have been attributed to her, while others claim to hear soft weeping emanating from her former bedroom. Skeptics dismiss these accounts as mere folklore, yet believers insist there is something undeniably sinister about the house's energy. For those who dare spend a night within its walls, the Lizzie Borden house offers more than just a glimpse into a dark chapter of history. It invites guests to confront the lingering specter of violence and betrayal that refuses to fade. Whether driven by curiosity, morbid fascination, or a desire to connect with the unknown, visitors leave with one undeniable truth: the horrors of that fateful day continue to reverberate through time, ensnaring all who cross its threshold in a web of fear and uncertainty. The Boston Athenaeum whispers within the stacks tucked away on Beacon Street. The Boston Athenaeum stands as a revered institution of knowledge, its towering shelves housing countless volumes that span centuries of human thought and achievement. Founded in 1807, this elegant library is more than just a repository of books. It is a sanctuary for scholars, historians, and bibliophiles. Yet, beneath its polished wood floors and ornate ceilings lies a darker secret. The Athenaeum is reputed to be haunted by the restless spirits of those who once sought refuge within its hallowed halls. One of the most pervasive tales centers around the ghost of a former librarian, a devoted custodian of the collection whose passion for the written word transcended even death. Patrons have reported encountering a stern yet spectral figure roaming the aisles, meticulously inspecting the books as if ensuring their proper order. Described as wearing period attire and carrying a quill or ledger, the apparition is said to vanish abruptly when approached, leaving behind only the faint scent of aged paper and ink. Some believe this spirit remains tethered to the Athenaeum out of an unyielding dedication to preserving its treasures, while others speculate it may be searching for a particular volume lost to time. Equally haunting are the accounts of disembodied whispers that drift through the library's labyrinthine corridors. Visitors often describe hearing faint murmurs, as though unseen patrons are discussing obscure texts or debating philosophical ideas. These voices grow louder in certain sections of the Athenaeum, particularly near rare book collections and archival materials. The library's upper levels, rarely accessed by the public, are said to harbor the most intense paranormal activity. Staff members recount strange occurrences, such as books falling from shelves without provocation or chairs sliding across the floor as if pushed by invisible hands. In one particularly chilling incident, a researcher claimed to see a translucent figure seated at a reading table, poring over a manuscript illuminated by candlelight. When approached, the figure dissolved into mist, leaving behind a single, dog-eared page marked with cryptic annotations. Adding to the Athenaeum's spectral allure is the legend of a cursed text rumored to reside somewhere within its vast collection. Known only as the Forbidden Codex, this mysterious volume is said to emit a palpable aura of unease, causing discomfort or disorientation in those who come too close. Several staff members have reported feeling an inexplicable compulsion to avoid certain sections of the library entirely, attributing their unease to the presence of this malevolent artifact. While no definitive proof of its existence has surfaced, the mere suggestion of such a tome adds an additional layer of intrigue to the Athenaeum's haunted reputation. For those fortunate, or brave, enough to explore its depths, the Boston Athenaeum offers not only access to unparalleled knowledge, but also a glimpse into a world where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur. It is a place where the pursuit of enlightenment intersects with the mysteries of the supernatural, reminding us that some secrets are meant to remain buried among the stacks. The Lady in Black and the Shadows of War. Perched on George Island in Boston Harbor, Fort Warren stands as a stoic sentinel of America's military past, its granite walls bearing witness to centuries of conflict and sacrifice. Built between 1833 and 1861, this imposing fortress played a pivotal role during the Civil War, serving as both a training ground for Union soldiers and a prison for Confederate captives. Yet, beyond its historical significance lies a darker legacy, one steeped in tragedy and spectral lore, epitomized by the haunting tale of the Lady in Black. According to legend, the Lady in Black was once a young woman named Melanie Lanier, whose husband, a Confederate officer, was imprisoned within Fort Warren's damp, unforgiving cells. Desperate to free him, Melanie disguised herself as a man and smuggled herself onto the island, armed with a makeshift weapon and a plan to liberate her beloved. However, the attempt ended in disaster. Discovered by guards, Melanie was captured and subjected to a swift and merciless punishment: execution by hanging. Her body was wrapped in a black shroud, and she was buried on the island, her final resting place marked only by the cold embrace of the earth. Since that fateful day, countless reports have emerged of a ghostly figure cloaked in black, wandering the fort's shadowy corridors and windswept ramparts. Soldiers stationed at Fort Warren during subsequent conflicts spoke of encountering a sorrowful woman whose face was obscured by a veil, her presence accompanied by an overwhelming sense of grief. Modern visitors have described similar encounters, claiming to see her ethereal form gliding silently through the fort's darkened passageways or standing atop its highest walls, gazing out toward the horizon as if searching for something, or someone, lost to time. The Lady in Black is not the only spirit said to haunt Fort Warren. The cries of prisoners, long since departed, are said to echo through its cavernous chambers, mingling with the crash of waves against the island's rocky shores. Some visitors report hearing faint whispers or the clinking of chains, as though the ghosts of those once confined within its walls remain bound by invisible shackles. Others claim to feel an inexplicable chill in certain areas of the fort, as if the air itself carries the weight of suffering endured by its former occupants. Paranormal investigators have documented numerous anomalies within Fort Warren, from EVP recordings capturing anguished pleas for freedom to thermal imaging revealing cold spots that defy explanation. One particularly chilling account involves a group of researchers who captured footage of a shadowy figure standing at the edge of a gun emplacement, its silhouette stark against the moonlit sky. When approached, the figure vanished, leaving behind only the sound of distant sobbing carried on the wind. Fort Warren's haunted reputation extends beyond its physical boundaries, permeating the very essence of George Island itself. Locals speak of strange occurrences during nighttime visits, from disembodied footsteps crunching across gravel paths to the faint glow of lanterns flickering in areas devoid of light sources. Some believe these phenomena are remnants of the fort's wartime past, where the anguish of captivity and the brutality of conflict left indelible scars upon the land. For those brave enough to venture into its depths, Fort Warren offers a harrowing glimpse into a world where history and horror converge. It is a place where the echoes of war refuse to fade, and the spirits of those who suffered within its walls continue to roam, their stories etched into the fabric of time itself. Exploring beyond Boston's haunted icons while the Omni Parker House, Granary Burying Ground, Lizzie Borden House, Boston Athenaeum, and Fort Warren dominate Boston's haunted lore, the city's spectral tapestry extends far beyond these well-known sites. Each neighborhood, street corner, and historic building holds its own chilling narratives, waiting to be unearthed by the curious and the brave. Consider the Old North Church, famous for its role in Paul Revere's Midnight Ride, where visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures in colonial attire and hearing phantom organ music drifting through its sacred halls. Or the Boston Common, America's oldest public park, where ghostly apparitions of soldiers from the Revolutionary War are said to march in formation under the cover of night. Venture further into the city, and you'll encounter the Brookline Reservoir, a serene yet sinister location whispered about in local folklore. Urban legends tell of a white lady who roams the reservoir's wooded perimeter, her ethereal form glimpsed by joggers and cyclists alike. Some claim she is the spirit of a woman who drowned in the waters decades ago, her mournful wails carried by the wind. Similarly, the Jamaica Plain neighborhood harbors the eerie ruins of the Pine Bank Mansion, a once grand estate reduced to crumbling stone walls. Locals speak of hearing laughter and music emanating from the ruins, as though the mansion's former residents continue to host lavish parties in defiance of time. For those intrigued by these lesser-known hauntings, Boston offers ample opportunities to delve deeper into its spectral mysteries. Guided ghost tours weave through the city's historic districts, led by storytellers versed in its darkest tales. Participants can explore dimly lit alleyways, visit forgotten burial grounds, and stand within the shadow of structures that have borne witness to centuries of human drama. For the more adventurous, self-guided explorations allow for a personal connection to the city's haunted heritage. Armed with maps and research, intrepid souls can uncover the hidden histories of places like the Boston Opera House, where performers have reported seeing ghostly figures in the wings, or the USS Constitution Museum, where naval officers from centuries past are said to pace the decks. To truly immerse yourself in Boston's haunted landscape, consider visiting during the autumn months, when the city's Gothic architecture and crisp air create an atmosphere ripe for the supernatural. Events like Salem's annual Haunted Happenings Festival spill over into Boston, offering themed activities, seances, and paranormal workshops. Alternatively, armchair explorers can dive into books and documentaries dedicated to Boston's ghostly legends, piecing together the fragments of its haunted past from the comfort of home. Whether you choose to tread its haunted streets in person or explore its mysteries from afar, Boston invites you to embrace the unknown. Its spectral stories are not merely relics of the past, they are living, breathing threads in the fabric of the city's identity, waiting to be unraveled by those who dare to listen. Embracing the mysteries, a farewell to shadows. As we draw this chilling journey to a close, let us take a moment to reflect on the haunting beauty and enduring allure of Boston's spectral legacy. From the opulent halls of the Omni Parker House to the somber gravestones of the Granary Burying Ground, from the blood-soaked walls of the Lizzie Borden House to the whispered secrets of the Boston Athenaeum, and finally to the windswept ramparts of Fort Warren, each location has offered a portal into a world where history and horror intertwine. These stories remind us that the past is never truly gone. It lingers, shapes, and sometimes haunts the present in ways both subtle and profound. We hope this exploration has ignited your curiosity and deepened your appreciation for the unseen forces that shape our understanding of the world. If these tales have resonated with you, we invite you to join us on future adventures into the realms of the supernatural. Subscribe to Whispers of the Damned for more bone-chilling narratives, spine-tingling investigations, and encounters that blur the line between reality and the unknown. Share this video with fellow seekers of the strange, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. What haunted place would you like us to explore next? Until then, keep your lanterns lit and your courage strong. The shadows may beckon, but remember, every whisper of the damned carries a story worth telling. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Boston's haunted heart. Until next time, stay curious, and beware the darkness.